everybody. I'm William Lee. You're watching Outdoor Destinations. Today we're at the Links Golf Course in Post Falls, Idaho. We're going to go ahead and spin the camera around and kind of give you a look at the course. So it's pretty flat. Not a lot of trees, not a lot of elevation changes. It is definitely a links course. So we're going to start out here on number one. Today again I'll be shooting from the white tees. My beautiful wife sis will probably be shooting from the gold or the greens. But we'll give you a shot of the tee boxes, middle of fairway, and then how the greens look. So one thing I can say about first of all, it's a beautiful day. It's supposed to be about 85. We'll see how we do. I might hide under that tree when I finally get over there for a little bit of shade. One thing they do offer is they have a driving range here on the facilities. Today they got a demo going, so you can go out and try some clubs for free and see if you want to purchase, whatever company comes out and whatever vendors there are. And then they got a pretty big putting practice area. So yeah, it's our first time here. They don't really have maps when we start. We like to show a picture of the course, and they did not have a course book for us today. So we're just going to have to do the best we can with what we got, and I'm sure we'll have a really good time. Okay, so we're at the links today. This is hole number one. From the whites, it's 343 yards. So as we look down the fairway here, we've got a little bit of a trouble close here with the sand trap on the right hand side, and then a long hitter's got a little bit of trouble there up on the left. You can see the people over there. That's where our flag is. That's what we're going to be going for. The hazards here is the tall grass on the sides of it. It's just the natural indigenous grass. It's the fescue, and it's really long. So if you end up getting out of bounds, it's going to be, first of all, difficult to find your ball and then difficult to get it out. Okay, here we are, middle of fairway on hole number one. Right over here, just past that card path on the little knoll there, that's where our tee box was. And got just a little bit past the 150, and here comes, there's our flag right over there. So anyway, about 119 out, probably going to gap wedge it and try to drop it right on the green. Here the greens are really fast today. Okay, so here we are on the green of hole number one. It's pretty flat. It's got a pretty large green surface. Over here on the left-hand side, there is a sand trap. I'll show you that here real quick. They got really good-looking sand. We haven't been in it yet, but the day is young. Yeah, hole number one. Pretty flat. Not a lot of hazards around this one. Okay, here we are at hole number two. This is a par 4 with 421 yards to go from the whites. So as we look down the fairway, right just here in front of us, about 80 yards up, is some pretty tall grass, so you want to carry that, of course. Right there in front of that, we got the 150 marker. So sure does seem awful close for 421 yards out of the 150 right there. We'll have to get closer and check that out. There's a group in front of us. Looks like the green is way up there. Looking to the right and the left. Right hand side, we got a little knoll there with a tree behind it. Left hand side again, just a couple, two knolls there. Don't see any sand or anything, just a nice straight fairway shot. Should probably be your best bet here. Okay, so here we are, middle of fairway, hole number two. So that stick I was looking at, that one right there with the stripes on it, is not the 150 marker. It's just kind of a guideline to tell you where to go. So here's the 200 marker. We're about, like I said, middle of fairway. Got the 200 marker right here in front of us, and then right in front of that is some pretty tall grass that you want to carry over to get you right over there to the green. Okay, here we are, the green and number two. Yeah, it goes from slopes from the back down towards the front. They got a sand trap over here on your right hand side, and then another one over here on the left. The fairways and the greens are pretty quick today. It's supposed to get warm, about 85 degrees. So we'll see how that affects the ball. Anyway, this way back here, that's where we came from. Okay, here we are at number three. This is a par 4, 359 yards from the white tees. Look down the fairway. Looks pretty flat and easy. All you got to do is just get a nice straight drive there down the center, and you ought to be set up. A little bit of a hazard here, right past the green tee box. Just that indigenous grass. It's really long. Not really hard to find your ball if you end up in there. Okay, so here we are about the middle of the fairway on number 3. So right up there, that's our flag. That's what we're going for. Hazards on this hole, we got a couple of little sand bunkers here on the right hand side, and then a knoll there on the left. Looking back towards the tee boxes. So yeah, there's that grass you want to avoid. And right up, oops, sorry, wrong way. Right up there at the sign, that's where the white tees are. Alright, so looking at the green here on number 3. Got a sand trap here on the left-hand side, pretty steep banks. Same thing going on the right. Thing about this green, it's kind of shaped like a kidney. It's got a lot of ridges in it and a lot of contours. It's pretty challenging. Pin was towards the front, so if you overshoot and chip towards the back, it ought to roll right down to the flag. Okay, here we are, number 4. This is our first par 3 of the day. So we got some elevation changes here, which is kind of cool. So it's a rock deck. Got an elevated green, shooting from the whites. Sign says 175 from here. Card says 185. So I'm going to actually get up there with my scope and check it out exactly what it is. So yeah, we just kind of dropped down to that pad there where those gentlemen are putting in. Looks like we got a bunch of rocks there on the left-hand side. So if you really hook it, you're going to be bouncing off some rocks. Who knows where you're going to go. Right in front of the green, looks like we got a sand bunker up front to the left, and then about right in the middle to the right and behind onto the right. Looks like another sand trap. I don't know what's behind that thing. We'll give you a shot when we hit the green. Okay, so here's a look at the green here on number 4. Yep, got a sand trap here on the left. That's my ball right down inside there. Another one up on the right hand side and then further back on the right. Looks like this green slopes from back towards the front again. Pretty good size, and then yeah, we got to drop off on the back of this, so if you overshoot, you're going to be chipping back up to the flag. Okay, so here we are on number 5. This is a par 4. So we got a little bit of indigenous grass here in front of us, so you're going to want to do your carry. Make sure you get over that grass and hit the fairway. It's a little thin in there. You got a tree, of course, right there in the middle with a big rock next to it, so I want to stay clear of that there on the right. Of course, you got the cart path on the right too. On the left-hand side, they got this rock bank kind of going through, dividing some of the links, so you want to avoid that. Looks pretty flat fairway. Up towards the green, looks like we get sand hazards again on the left and on the right. We're going to aim for the middle of fairway. We'll give you a shot of the green when we get there. Okay, so here we are about the middle of fairway. Made it right next to the 150 marker. And right next to that tree with the rock on it. So, back here's the tee boxes. That's where we came from, right where those stone pads are. And there's the grass you want to get over on your drive. Had a pretty good drive, ended up in the middle. Like I said, about 150 away from the flag. Okay, here's a look at the approach for the green on number 5. Yeah, got a pretty good sized sand trap there on the right hand side. Got a pit here on the left. Looking at the green, it's pretty good size. Looks like it has a break in the middle. So in the middle, middle point rolls towards the back and also back towards the front. Nothing really in the back of it, so if you were to overshoot this, I think you'd be okay. It's just the right-hand side that looks like you're trouble. Okay, here we're at hole number 6. From the white tees, it's 358 yards. This is a par 4. Once again, the grass comes into play. We're a little bit elevated from the fairway, so you want to hit that carry, get over that grass. Anything rolling is going to get stuck in it. You're going to be hitting out of. Oh, we got thunder way over there in that cloud. A little bit of thunder. Over on the left-hand side, you can see the farmer's fence there. That's definitely out of bounds. You want to avoid that. And anything over on the right-hand side will put you over to hole number 5 fairway. So you want a nice clean shot down the center and yeah, try to get there in 4. All right, so here we are, middle of fairway, hole number 6. So look back over here. That's where we came from. The rocks is where the tee boxes are. And then we have that grass you wanted to hit over, and then the fairway here. So looking ahead, we've got an elevated green. Looks like we got a sand trap over here on the left-hand side and a couple of trees over on the right. My ball hit a little bit right over here, but I'm within 200. Looking on your approach there before the green, looks like it's got some pretty longer grass. So I would say accuracy, pinpointing that green and trying to hit it on the green is your best bet. Looking at it from here, looks like we have a lot more room on the left-hand side than we do on the right. So I'm going to try to go in between the flag and the sand trap there. And looks like everything kind of pitches down from left to right. All right, here's a look at green on number 6. So yeah, you got to climb a little bit of a hill to get here. Everything seems to roll from the back towards the front again. Backside's pretty open, not a lot going on there, but your left-hand side here's got a pretty big sand trap. Again, high banks to get up to the green. Okay, hole number 7 here at the links in Post Falls. This is a par 5. From the whites is 462 yards according to the card. So looking out towards the fairway, wow, talk about a hazard. They got a rock wall kind of set up there. Definitely have to carry to get over to the fairway. Looks like a nice, long, hard shot straight down the middle is your best bet here. Don't see a lot of hazards within reach. Got a little bit of a sand pile there on the right-hand side. Left-hand side looks pretty open. We got railroad property here on the left, so anything past the barbed wire fence, I think you're just picking up a new ball and just starting over from the point it went out. Yeah, I'd say pull out your big stick and let it rip on this one.
Thunderstorm.
Good hit. Okay, here we are, middle of fairway, hole number 7. There's our green, where those people are putting in. Looks pretty straightforward. Got a sand trap there, front of green on the left-hand side, and pretty nice flat, straight fairway. And right back over here where the cart is, that's where we teed off from. You know, so one thing to say about a links course. Pretty flat, pretty straightforward. One thing you don't want to do is hook or shank it off to the right or the left, or you're ended up in someone else's fairway. Okay, so one thing I noticed about this course here, there's our 100-yard marker right there, and then on the side of the fairway are these rocks. So they kind of give you the distance too. Right back here behind us is our 150 marker. So I guess if you're out here and there are no pegs in the grass, I guess your go-to there would be the rocks. All right, so here's a look at green here at number 7. There's our sand trap on the left-hand side, pretty high bank. There's one over there on the right, a little bit bigger. The green here slopes from the back towards the front. That sort of seems to be the theme here on the front 9. It does drop off on the backhand side there, and there on the way back to the left is some pretty tall grass. So if you overshoot the green, you're going to be searching into the grass. Okay, here we are, hole number 8. This is our second par 3 I think we've come up on the front 9. Anyway, it's pretty close. It's only 153 from the white pins. Looking down the fairway, again, they use this grass a lot as carries, and a lot of courses use water or sand or whatever. But we got the indigenous grass. They don't mow it. It gets pretty long. They don't really want you driving your cart in there. You know, they want to kind of keep it as a hazard. So anyway, looking at the green up there, that's where those gentlemen are putting into now. We got a hazard off to the right-hand side and a hazard close front to the left. Looks like the back of that's pretty clear. You know, green looks pretty good size. It's 153, so right here, accuracy, you really want to be dialed in on where you're going to drop that ball. So yeah, we'll wait for them to finish up. Tee off here, I'll give you a shot from the green. Okay, so here we are on the green on hole number 8. So left-hand side's got a big old sand bunker on it. Pretty good size green. Again, this one slopes from the back to the front. A little bit of a hazard there on the right, but you really got to try to hit that one. Backside looks pretty good. Okay, hole number 9. This is 624 yards. It's a par 6. The only par 6 I've ever been on, so we'll see how we do. It's looking pretty straightforward. You can see the marker there. That's what we're aiming for, is the black and white stick. Got a little knoll on the left-hand side and just some tall grass there on the right. I'm going to aim for that stick, see how we do. Okay, here we are on number 9. This is our par 6. I wouldn't say we're middle of the fairway. We still got a long way to go. Our flag, what we're aiming for, is behind those group of trees way back there. Can't see the flag, but you can kind of see the edge of the green right there. So yeah, we still got a ways to go. Where we came from is right, well, it's right down that little hill over there. You can see that. Yeah, right there is the little post you stop at that has a sign on it that lets you know what you're up against. Okay, here we are approaching the green on number 9. So looking at it, we got a hazard there on our left hand side, a little bit of sand there. And then the green itself looks like it's got a ridge right in the center of it. Again, everything's sloping from the back towards the front. Right hand side, just a little bit of knolls. Nah, not a big deal, just kind of a bad lie. Looks pretty spacious. I'm going to hit this. If you go a little further than the pin, you should get a roll back towards it. Okay, so here we are on the backside. We're doing number 10. From the white tees, it's 388 yards to the green. So looking at it again, once again, we got the signature Links Golf Course indigenous grass as your carry right off the tee. So you want to carry that grass. Fairway looks pretty mellow. Not a lot of hazards in the way. Got a little bit of a knoll there on our right hand side, and just some more grass, and I guess what you call OB on your left. So I'd say just pull out the driver and go straight down the middle. Okay, here we are, middle fairway number 10. So once again, they use the rocks here to give you the yardage markers. There's a rock right there, so we're just a little shy of 150. Our green's right up ahead of us, of course. You can see the flag there. Yeah, the approach looks pretty clean. Don't see a lot of sand, don't see a lot of hazards in the way there. And then right back here is where we came from. So we had to carry that grass there. Tee boxes on the other side. Yeah, not too bad. It's a pretty good hole. Okay, here we are on the approach to number 10. One thing you can't see from the fairway is this pit that they have right in front of the green. It's not sand, it's just grass. It's just like a pot bunker. Anyway, looking at the green, looks like it's got a ridge in the middle, slopes to front and back from the center. And yeah, these are pretty quick today. Okay, here we're on number 11. This is par 5. This is 496 yards to the green. So just looking out towards the fairway again, so we've got the indigenous grass carry. So you want to elevate the ball and get it past that. Anything rolling is going to get stuck. Don't see a lot of hazards here from the tee box, so just a good drive to the center and you should be just fine. Okay, here we are about middle of fairway, hole number 11. This is a par 5. So we started out right past that grass there up on top of that little tiny hill. Didn't have that great of a drive, popped it way up in the air and came up a little short. So fairway's pretty flat, and what we're going for is the green. Right up over there is our green. Looking at it, looks like we got some trouble on the left hand side. Right hand side looks pretty empty. Anyway, still got a little way to go. Okay, so here we are at the approach to hole number 11. So right here on the left hand side there's a sand trap. Right hand side looks pretty clear. The green's pretty spacious. It's got a ridge, looks like in the middle of it, so it slopes front to back from the middle. Anything over the right is going down a hill, and you're going to have to chip back up towards your flag. Left, same thing, just not as bad until you get to the tall grass there. Okay, so here we're at hole number 12. This is a par 4. It's 351 to the green. Again, they use the indigenous grass as you carry, so you want to make sure you make it over that. From the tee box, the fairway looks pretty wide open. Don't see a lot of hazards. Just try to aim for the middle and see what's in the middle. Okay, so here we are, middle of fairway, hole number 12. Like I said, it's pretty flat, not a lot of hazards. Although it does have a pitch here on the right-hand side that kind of swells on down. Looking over towards the green, you got a sand on your right and your left, right towards the front. So let's zoom in there and we'll get a shot of that. Yeah. So we got a train going by, you can hear that, and it just started raining. We just got one cloud over us, kind of giving us some rain. There's our sand traps. Once again, it looks like the green's rolling from the back towards the front. Okay, so here we are looking at the green on number 12. Yeah, it's pretty flat, not a lot of feature in there, although it does have that slope, like I said, from the front to the back. There's our right-hand sand trap. Over there's our left-hand sand trap. Okay, so here we are at 13. This is a par 4, 413 yards to the green. So we have an elevated tee box here. Again, we got the grass. So you got the grass and you got the green tees up there and then a little bit of grass after that. Fairway looks pretty wide open. Got a couple of little hills here on the right-hand side, so want to avoid those for a better lie. Also on the right-hand side, we got that rock wall to deal with. So if you got a slice and you end up on the right-hand side, you hit a rock, you just don't know where it's going to go. Once again, just like most holes, nice easy poke down the middle is your best bet. Okay, so here we are, middle of fairway on hole number 13. Like I said, it's pretty flat. There's a couple knolls off here to the right-hand side. Not really that big of a deal. Looking up towards the green there, looks like it's surrounded. Oops, there we go. Looks like it's surrounded by hills on either side. I don't see any sand, not from here. Let's see how Sis does. All right, hon, good hit. She did a great hit right down the middle. Okay, so here we are up on the approach for number 13. This green's not a lot of sand. Actually, I don't see any sand around it at all, but it does slope from your right down to your left. Pin looks like it's a little close, say right-hand side up towards the front. The hazards around here are these little knolls to the right and to the left of it. So yeah, I went over to the right a little bit, so I got to chip up over this hill and aim for the flag. Okay, we're on 14. This is par 4. It's 430 yards to the green. This one's a little more challenging than the ones we've seen so far. Got a lot of hazards over here on the left-hand side as far as sand traps. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 little pits there, it looks like. And then we have another 2 on the right-hand side. Also, if you're ending up with that slice, we got the rock wall on the right-hand side too. And you know what happens when your ball hits the rock? I don't go anywhere. It's like a Scud missile. Fairway looks pretty open. Flat, you should get a good lie down the center. This thing dog legs right. So I would say if you can get past the sand traps on the right-hand side, you should be a pretty good lie to hit for the green. Okay, so here we are, middle fairway on number 14. Here's all the little sand traps on the left-hand side, and over here is the big one on the right. Right back there is the tee boxes where we came from. Yep, and we're about at the 200-yard marker heading towards the green. So it dog legs over to the right, and right over there is our flag. Looking at the flag, looks like we got some trouble on the left-hand side. Right-hand side looks pretty clean. I'll show you what the green looks like when we get there. Okay, so here we are on the green of 14. It's spacious. It's pretty big. Here's the sand bunker when you have on your left-hand side on the approach, and oh, Sis almost made that one. Yeah, it's pretty good green. Pretty fast today. Okay, so we're on 15. This is a par 3. It's 170 from the white tees. Again, we got that natural grass. You got to carry to get up there. It's an elevated green. Looks like we got a pot bunker right in front of it. It looks like it's on this little plateau there, so I would imagine everything slopes off to the sides. So my strategy is hit it high and make it drop. Let's see if I can do that. Alright, so here we are on the approach of 15. So we got a big bunker here on the left-hand side. And I would call this, I'd call this a pothole. Wow, that looks tough. I don't know. Yeah, I ain't parring this one. Anyway, got a pretty nice green. Looks like it rolls from back to the front. And I'm going to try to do the impossible. Okay, hole number 16 is a par 4 from the whites. 372 yards to get to the green. The hazard I see here is right there in front of you is a big old hill. I imagine if you get stuck on that or slightly before it, it's going to be difficult to get over. Can't see it right now, but I do see the edge of a sand trap over on the left-hand side, whereas I'm assuming it's the green. Anyway, I'm going to try to stick over here to the right and go around that hill, and we'll give you a shot from the middle. So here we are, middle of fairway. There's our green right up there. Looks like we got a sand trap on the right-hand side, just like I thought. There's that hill I was talking about earlier. We're about the 175 marker as far as the plaque goes, down in the grass, but the 200 is in front of us. So I guess you just gotta use your rangefinder and figure it out. Okay, here's the approach on the green. So wow, what a green it is. Definitely slopes from the back down towards the front. It's got a lot of ridges in it. It's really challenging. Here's the sand trap we're looking at on the left-hand side. Flag position is back towards the back into what I'd call a little cove, I guess. Anyway, that's me right there, closest ball. I got to get up those ridges and try to get into the flag. Okay, we're on 17. It's a par 3. It's 173 from the whites. So we can see the flag right down there. Looks like a little bit of a downhill on it. Again, we got the indigenous grass comes into play. So yeah, I don't see any sand bunkers in the way or anything. Try to hit the middle of the green and putt in. Okay, here's the approach for hole number 17. So right here up close on the right hand side, you got a really deep sand pit. Really spacious green. Looks like it slopes from the left down to the right. And another pit over here on the left hand side, which is I'm assuming is another pothole. We'll just call them potholes because they are deep with high banks. Okay, hole number 18, the grand finale. This one is a par 5. It says 500 yards from the stone at the white tees. It looks pretty wide open. If you can just hit the center of the fairway, you ought to be in good shape. Not a lot to see here from the tee box, so we'll take a shot at the middle of the fairway there. Okay, here we are about middle fairway, almost on hole number 18. So right up there is our flag. Looking at the green, oh, it's got some pretty big sand traps. One there to the left, another one over there to the right we can barely see. We'll get a better view when we get up on the green. Still got it over 200 to go. And right back here is where we started from. Yep, right where those guys are waiting for us. Anyway, see you on the green. All right, here we are on the approach of 18. Sis just hit an excellent shot from about 100 out. She's pretty close to the pin. So here, once again, we can see the sand bunker there on the right-hand side a little bit better, and then the one over here on the left. The green's pretty wavy. It's got a kind of a uphill slope to the back. Again, this one slopes from back to front, and then looks like from right to left. Just about done here, and yeah, we'll see you in the closing. Okay, so there's 18 holes at the Links Golf Course in Post Falls, Idaho. Really good day. Had just maybe 10 minutes of rain on us, but that was really refreshing because it's a little hot and muggy out here. You know, play was kind of slow today, so we ended up, there was me and my wife Sis, and then there was a couple behind us, and we ended up kind of getting bunched up on one of the holes on the front nine, so we invited them to play with us. Excellent idea. I did not play a very good golf game today. It was terrible, but I met some really cool people, and we had a really good time hanging out with them and kind of just making new friends. I always say this, you know, it's not that you don't have to love golf, but it's just, I really appreciate the places we get to go and the people we get to play golf with. So about the links, it's a little flat. It's a little flat, and it is definitely a link style golf course. It's a challenge. There are some challenging holes. The greens are really challenging. It was fast today, so were the fairways. Got a lot of roll on it, and the sand bunkers. Wow, the sand bunkers, I didn't see an easy one to get out of on the whole course. They're all pretty high sides and pretty soft sand. Anyway, we'll see you next time on Outdoor Destinations.